It costs the United States Navy $2 million to shoot down a drone that Iran builds for $20,000. One missile, one drone, $2 million gone. During the Red Sea crisis, the Navy spent nearly $2 billion in missiles intercepting cheap drones and rockets fired by Houthi rebels. The Navy fired more air defense missiles in 15 months than in the previous 30 years combined. Then, a destroyer ran low on missiles and had to leave the fight to reload because vertical launch system cells cannot be reloaded at sea. The math was broken. You cannot defend a fleet by spending $2 million every time the enemy spends $20,000. But during Operation Epic Fury, a weapon on the destroyer USS Preble solved this problem with a beam of light. It cost roughly $1 to fire. It never runs out of ammunition. It travels at 186,000 miles per second. And it burned an Iranian drone out of the sky in seconds. This is Helios, and this is how a $1 laser shot replaced a $2 million missile. For 50 years, the U.S. Navy has defended its ships with surface-to-air missiles. A Standard Missile SM-2 costs $2.1 million. An ESSM costs $1.8 million. A rolling airframe missile costs roughly $1 million. An Arleigh Burke destroyer carries 90 to 96 vertical launch system cells, loaded with approximately $420 million in missiles. Once those cells are empty, the ship must return to port because VLS cells cannot be reloaded at sea. Transit to a reload facility can take the ship out of the fight for weeks. Now consider what broke the math. Iran builds Shahed 136 drones for $20,000 to $50,000 each. A 3.5-meter delta wing, powered by a small gasoline engine, cruising at 185 kilometers per hour, with a 30 to 50 kilogram warhead guided by GPS. Iran can build hundreds. During Operation Epic Fury, Iran launched over 1,500 drone and missile strikes against U.S. forces and Gulf allies. The United Arab Emirates alone detected 812 drones and 186 ballistic missiles in the first few days. A swarm of 100 Shaheds costs Iran maybe $5 million. Intercepting all 100 with SM-2 missiles costs the Navy $210 million. Iran wins the cost exchange even when every drone is destroyed. The Red Sea crisis proved this was unsustainable. During Houthi operations from 2023 to 2025, the Navy fired over 200 missiles worth nearly $2 billion to defeat roughly 380 threats. Commanders switched to cheaper Sidewinder and Hellfire missiles against low-end drones, an admission that the economics had collapsed. The Navy needed a weapon that cost almost nothing to fire, never ran out of ammunition, and could kill a drone in seconds. In January 2018, Lockheed Martin received a $150 million contract to build exactly that. They called it Helios, which stands for High Energy Laser, with integrated optical dazzler and surveillance. And the weapon they delivered does not use explosives, does not use propellant, and does not use kinetic energy. It uses light. Helios is 3 weapons in one box. In hard kill mode, a 60-plus kilowatt beam burns through a target's airframe in seconds. In soft kill mode, a lower-power optical dazzler blinds enemy sensors and guidance systems, causing drones to lose navigation and crash without physical destruction. In its third role, the weapon's high-resolution cameras function as a long-range surveillance system, feeding data directly into the ship's Aegis combat system. Helios is the first laser weapon ever integrated directly into Aegis. making it a native part of the warship's combat brain rather than a bolt-on experiment. Spectral beam combining makes this possible. Helios uses 96 individual ytterbium-doped fiber lasers, each emitting roughly 300 watts at a slightly different wavelength within the near-infrared spectrum. These 96 beams are directed at a diffraction grating, essentially a prism run backward, that merges them into a single focused beam at greater than 95% combining efficiency. This modular architecture means adding more fiber laser modules increases power without redesigning the weapon. Helios can scale to 120 kilowatts with minor modifications. The wavelength of 1070 nanometers was chosen because it sits in an atmospheric transmission window, where absorption by water vapor is relatively low. Fiber lasers at this wavelength achieve wall plug efficiency of 35 to 40%, meaning 35 to 40 cents of every dollar of electricity becomes laser light. At 35% efficiency, the 60 kilowatt beam requires roughly 170 kilowatts of electrical input and produces 110 kilowatts of waste heat. That waste heat is dumped into the ocean through seawater heat exchangers, giving a warship an advantage over land-based systems because the ocean is an effectively infinite heat sink. The ship's generators produce 7.5 megawatts of electrical power, meaning Helios draws less than 3% of available power during a shot. 96 tiny lasers merged into one killing beam at the speed of light. But turning that beam into a weapon requires solving a problem no missile ever faces. The beam must travel through miles of atmosphere, and the atmosphere fights back. A high-energy laser does not blow up a target like a missile. It cooks it. The beam deposits thermal energy onto a spot roughly the size of a coin, heating the surface past its melting point, burning through the airframe, and exposing internal components to catastrophic heating. The kill comes from aerodynamic failure when a hole causes the drone to tumble, fuel ignition when the beam reaches the tank, or electronics destruction when circuit boards melt. Against a composite plastic Shahed drone, a 60 kilowatt beam burns through in 3 to 5 seconds. Against aluminum missile skin, it takes 4 times more energy. This is why drones are drastically easier targets than missiles. But every inch of atmosphere degrades the beam. Water vapor absorbs photons, dust and salt spray scatter them. Atmospheric turbulence distorts the beam and smears the focal spot. In moderate rain, dwell time increases from 3 seconds to roughly 30 seconds. In heavy fog, the laser may be ineffective entirely. The most insidious effect is thermal blooming, where the beam itself heats the air along its path, creating a lens effect that defocuses it. Engineers compensate with adaptive optics, deformable mirrors that pre-distort the outgoing beam, so atmospheric effects are corrected by the time it arrives at the target. Keeping the beam on target from a rolling ship demands a multi-layer stabilization system. They use outer gimbals for course pointing. They use inertial measurement units for ship motion compensation. Fast steering mirrors make micro-corrections at extreme speed. The entire system holds a coin-sized beam on a specific spot of a drone flying at 185 kilometers per hour while the ship pitches and rolls in the open ocean. This is the weapon the Navy tested for a decade. First on USS Ponce in 2014 with a 30-kilowatt prototype called LAWS that destroyed drones for 59 cents per shot. Then on USS Portland in 2020 with a 150-kilowatt system that shot down a drone over the Pacific. Then on USS Preble with Helios, 60 kilowatts integrated directly into Aegis, successfully destroying 4 drone targets in fall 2025 testing. And then Iran started a war, and Helios went from testing to combat. During Operation Epic Fury, USS Preble deployed to the Persian Gulf with Helios mounted on its forward pedestal. Iran launched over 1,500 drone and missile strikes across 38 days. Multiple reports and CENTCOM footage confirmed Helios engaged and destroyed incoming Iranian drones off Iran's coast, making these the first confirmed kills by a shipboard high-energy laser weapon in history. Each shot cost roughly $1. Each drone it killed would have required a missile costing $1 to $2 million. Unlike missiles, the laser never ran out. As long as the ship had fuel to generate electricity, Helios could keep firing. This is the infinite magazine advantage. A missile ship fires 96 times and must leave the fight to reload. A laser ship fires indefinitely. No missile to reload, no magazine to deplete, no supply chain vulnerability. The laser frees VLS cells for offensive weapons, meaning a destroyer armed with Helios can carry more Tomahawks and fewer defensive interceptors, fundamentally restructuring the ship's combat capability. Helios proved the concept over Iran, but 60 kilowatts kills drones. It cannot kill cruise missiles. For that, the Navy needs 300 kilowatts minimum, and only for side-on shots against the missile's fuselage. For head-on engagements against hardened nose cones, it needs 600 kilowatts. For ballistic missile warheads designed to survive re-entry at thousands of degrees, it needs a megawatt. The beam that costs $1 per shot still cannot replace every missile on the ship. Not yet, but the power levels are climbing fast. The Navy's Hellcat program is testing 300-plus kilowatt systems at White Sands Missile Range. Lockheed has demonstrated a 300-kilowatt beam, a $171 million contract. Targets a 1-megawatt class laser by late 2026. The real enabling platform is the DDG-X next-generation destroyer. At 14,500 tons, 40% larger than an Arleigh Burke, it generates over 75 megawatts of power, with 40 megawatts reserved specifically for weapons and sensors, compared to the Burke's 7.5 megawatts. Concept designs show space for 600 kilowatt lasers, enough to potentially defeat anti-ship cruise missiles. The global race adds urgency. Israel's Iron Beam was declared operational in September 2025 and has already destroyed 35 to 40 drones at roughly $3 per shot. The UK's Dragonfire destroyed drones flying at 650 kilometers per hour during November 2025 testing. Germany's Rheinmetall system has completed over 100 live fire tests. The Pentagon's FY 2027 budget requests over $2 billion in directed energy research. Lasers cannot replace missiles entirely. They cannot shoot over the horizon, cannot fight through heavy rain, and can only engage one target at a time. But for the specific problem that broke naval defense, cheap drones arriving in swarms, the laser is the first weapon where the defender's cost curve finally bends downward. A $2 million missile to kill a $20,000 drone was a losing equation. A $1 laser shot to do the same job is the answer the Navy spent a decade building. $2 million per missile, $20,000 per drone. The math was broken. Then a beam of light traveling at 186,000 miles per second solved it for $1. Helios does not run out of ammunition. It runs on electricity. The age of the infinite magazine has begun.